Hey everyone, Jeremy here. Welcome to the channel. Today, we are about to watch the long-awaited Daredevil Born Again. Oh my, to say I've been excited for this, to say I've been waiting for this is an understatement. I have been just practically counting the days, not literally, but I know a lot of us have missed this show so much. And I just did a rewatch of season 3 right this past weekend, actually, to get ready for this. And oh my God, this show is so good. This show is so good. So I'm really hoping they can, it's a high bar, the original series set. So I'm hoping Born Again can hit it again. They've got a lot of the same people behind the scenes. They got a few new ones. So I'm really hopeful here. No more preamble. If you end up liking this, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's do this. There they are.
I like to think that Becky's Diner on 8th? Love that place. Closed. Turning it into a soul cycle. You're evil for even telling me that. Too much?
Oh, I've missed them.
Nostalgia. Still, the city finds other ways to protect itself.
Josie's.
White Tiger, they're the future. We're obsolete.
Ah, spare me the dinosaurs' lament.
White Tiger?
Thin blue line, not them.
20 cases of Lafitte Rothschild on the subway?
Benny's a unique individual.
Benny is an idiot.
He's gonna walk,
How dare you? Don't underestimate our flock.
I'm not underestimating her.
You get soft in public.
He's no longer with Marcy?
I've learned ninja moves.
Oh, it's Bullseye. Oh.
He wanted to know where you were. I'm sorry. What? Who?
Oh.
He said someone's looking.
Okay, we're starting the show with a Bullseye Daredevil fight. No. The guy that's retiring. I was like, don't do the cliche. That's not gonna affect him. Oh. Oh! Oh my God, Matt! Ooh! Ooh!
Jesus Christ! No, come on, please.
You killed Foggy! I'm so angry at this show already.
Not heading to Red Hook. Red Hook's exempt.
Just one.
Since before you started wearing that stupid tracksuit.
Tracksuits are still around.
The collective return on this month's investment is $7.73 million.
Can we go somewhere? Maybe grab a cup of coffee or something.
I don't think so, Matt. I don't really want to do that.
I know you're lying. I'm just not sure who to, me or yourself. I refuse to believe that a tragedy had to destroy everything.
But it did.
Well, it's been some time, hasn't it?
Yes. I was wondering if we could have a little chat.
Yeah, I'd be delighted.
I appreciate you finding this time.
I tried to mentor someone, but... well, that's the closest I've come.
Didn't she shoot you in the face?
Yeah. You don't seem entirely convinced.
Can you blame me? Considering you've tried to kill me a few times over the years.
As you have.
No. Incarcerate, maybe. Kill? Never.
I wonder if your darker half would agree.
And part of my life is over. So if you say to me that you're a new man, I say fine. But you should know I was also raised to believe in retribution. So if you step out of line, I will be there.
The rule of law will prevail. And should you go back to any of your old activities, there will be consequences.
Well then, it appears we really do understand each other.
I love a man who rises above his nature. Good luck with that, Murdoch.
Good day, sir.
Oh man, what a loaded conversation. Oh, that's symbolic. The person he wants most in this moment is the furthest away.
I know about Adam, Vanessa.
What about Adam?
Do not kill him.
Not that man anymore.
She's having an affair?
It's humbling to be sitting here, speaking to you as mayor this evening. Beginning of the new year. Most important, a new era for the greatest city in the world.
I just saw the Rogers the Musical billboard.
Poverty. We know how to take care of ourselves. We don't need a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest, or a man who dresses in a spider outfit, or
There
a
it
guy
is.
who wears devil horns to save us. No.
Hey, buddy, this doesn't concern you.
Hey, you're beating on a guy who can't defend himself. It concerns me.
Oh!
NYPD, do not move.
I was named for my uncle.
Ben Urich.
Yeah.
I knew him.
Yeah, you killed him.
Could you?
Of course.
Under Wilson's orders or Vanessa's at this point?
Thanks, guys. All right. Are you even capable of feeling guilt or remorse?
Guilt. I didn't kill Officer Shanahan.
Maybe not him, but plenty of others. Still, Mayor Vance was the mayor of New York in 1874. He served for 1 month. It is my personal mission to make sure that your term is shorter than his. I see right through you, Fisky. A monster trying to rewrite his legacy. But guess what? It's too late.
Spot
A
on.
thug, always a thug. See you around, Kingpin.
I love this guy, but he's gonna be dead. He's definitely gonna be dead. Or blackmailed.
Your husband needs you, Soledad.
An NYPD cop is dead. And anytime that happens, a big machine gets turned on to try to figure out what went wrong.
He's White Tiger. I was wondering that. Because the way he fought.
We talked for hours and you neglect to tell me that you moonlight as a vigilante.
I wasn't in a suit or wearing my amulet. I had no extra powers. It's not relevant.
It's relevant.
I think that the best is one I've found. It's actually right outside of the city. Casinos kind enough to drive down there and pick me one up for lunch. The concept of compromise. It's been on my mind a lot.
I finally finished all my paperwork. That's it for me.
We appreciate your discretion. So?
Oh.
So Glenn, allow me to introduce Mayor and Mrs. Fisk.
I'm here because I don't want to lose my wife.
For him. And he's such a monster.
What? Found him.
All right, I'll meet you there.
Look, I know you know who I am, and I know you're scared. But I'm here to help. You can trust me.
Come on, I know you don't.
How's the fire escape go?
NYPD, open up!
Nikki, I have a guy in Fort Tryon Park. He's gonna find you. He's gonna get you safe.
You're the lawyer.
If you're looking for the man Hector Ayala saved on the subway platform, sadly, he's no longer here.
Move!
Where is he?
Where'd he go? Listen, man, I'm visually impaired. I'd love to help.
That. Oh. Ooh, I have been struggling on whether or not I should make this tonight or if I should just sleep on these episodes and then give my thoughts, because mind is swirling a bit on a couple of things, especially. First and foremost, I'm digging the story so far. It hasn't quite hooked me like other seasons have, but I've also noticed that sometimes those first couple of episodes in any season of Daredevil, they didn't always hook me right away. It was usually about the third episode where we really started getting into the real meat of what's going on. I'm not especially worried right now about, oh no, the season's gonna be, no. We just did the setup. That's how I feel. Like these first two episodes were all set up, and wow, did it have some absolute stunning moments in it. Like this last fight was insane, but so was the show opening with a fight between Daredevil and Bullseye. And in the classic suit, rather than, or I should say classic for the Netflix series, that suit versus, we're getting a new suit this season. It's in the trailers and everything else. And what's funny is Wilson, going into his story kind of first, his story is funny because I can tell he really wants to do good. Like in his own warped perception of good, he wants to do good now for New York. It's like after what happened with Echo, the fact that she has left him and he's been beaten so many times now, he apparently had time to reflect in his bed while he recovered. And it came to him that maybe he should just try to heal New York. Maybe he should just try to fix it. I believe him when he really thinks he can do good. However, he's still a monster and he cannot get away from who he was, or technically still is. We don't know why he had bloody knuckles, by the way. They showed that very clearly. We don't know what underhanded things he's also been doing behind the scenes, but it's being alluded to at this point. We saw the photograph, but what else is he doing? How else is he coercing people? And you know it's not going to stop. So he has not changed. He has just changed the game. And even his relationship with Vanessa, with it being strained as it is, it's crazy that I feel for him. But I think that's just human empathy. We can't help that. He really loves her. And the fact that she really has fallen out of love with him is kind of crushing, because they had this very strangely sweet love story all this time, and it's now crumbling. And it was nothing he did other than he got hurt and he wasn't the strong man that she once knew, and that has destroyed their relationship. Not what I expected. And switching gears, wow, I did not expect a white tiger trial in this season, but hey, here we are. I'm okay with it. It's going to provide an interesting through line to the season, I can tell already, because you've got someone who is a vigilante that's been caught, a little similar to Frank, but not necessarily the same, because this guy is similar to Daredevil. He doesn't kill people. He just helps, like Daredevil did. So we're going to have this nice through line throughout the season, I assume, through most of the season at least, of this trial going on for someone that is extremely similar to Matt. And I'm sure that's going to echo exactly what's going on with him, and presumably him suiting back up sooner rather than later, which I really hope it's sooner rather than later, because I don't know how many Matt episodes are going to work. I mean, I love Matt lawyering, but we also love some DD. I really want to see some red. But that does take me to the thing that I hate absolutely, the lack of Foggy and Karen. I'm struggling with that. I'm really struggling with that. I think this show was propped up on 4 pillars: Daredevil and Kingpin, absolutely, him and Fisk, but it was also Foggy and Karen. And removing those 2 pillars, there's nobody that can replace those. There's just not. They've endeared themselves to me, and I'm assuming other viewers. And Karen, yes, she can come back later in the season. Maybe something will happen and it'll bring her back to New York. But Foggy can't. Foggy's gone. I do feel like that's a little bit of sleight of hand on the marketing department's part as well, considering Foggy has been in all the interviews for this series. He walked the red carpet. He's been in the trailers. He's been in the marketing material doing interviews, and it's just, it feels disingenuous, considering they killed him off in the first episode. And that really, they do this often with characters because, oh, we've got to, conceal the surprise. This wasn't a good surprise. This was a freaking terrible surprise. If I have a negative about this show right now, it's a whopping Foggy negative. I'm not happy that we killed Foggy in the first episode, especially since it was a senseless act, apparently. It was just Bullseye getting revenge on people that he felt wronged him, even though Foggy barely did anything to him. I just watched season 3. Yeah, he was a pain in Bullseye's butt, but Foggy's whole thing was he was trying to take down Kingpin, and Bullseye, Poindexter was just there. Even that part of the story doesn't fully track for me. They had interactions, sure, and he almost even killed him a couple times, or at least the one time, but that was under orders from Wilson, and Foggy was Wilson's enemy. Poindexter's on his own now. Unless he was under orders from Fisk, and that's going to come out later, then it's not an extremely solid motive for him to go out of his way and kill him. And the thing is, and the reason I bring this up and the 4 pillars is, we didn't just follow Matt. We didn't just follow Kingpin. We followed Foggy's storyline, and we followed Karen's storylines, and they were always just as compelling as Matt's. And to take that away, I think, diminishes this series. And again, they can bring Karen back, but losing Foggy, I just don't know. And I don't see other characters stepping up to the plate yet in the series to fill that hole, and I don't know that they can. Right now, personally, this feels like they fridged Foggy. They needed a reason for Matt to give up the cowl, so to speak, and they chose to kill Foggy to do it. No solid narrative reason otherwise. Like, oh, Bullseye kind of doesn't like him. Have him go after him. Just so Matt could hang up the Daredevil suit and walk away. Again, by the way, they're rehashing season 3. we already did the Born Again story arc in season 3. They're now echoing the exact same thing here, except this time he's not having a Catholic crisis, he's having a Daredevil crisis, which, okay, I can kind of get on board with that. The last time it was he hung up being Daredevil, and this time, or last time, I'm sorry, he was hanging up being Matt, and this time he's hanging up being Daredevil. Those are still extremely similar stories in a sense. It feels like we're treading way too close to familiar ground here. I know I sound like I'm being overly critical here because I'm just being critical here. That is the part. I've liked everything else going on, but that. The fight scene in the opening, awesome. But everything about the opening that had to do with the narrative, I think is flimsy. And I really dislike it. And it started the series off on a really bad foot with me. Because we've already seen the band break up before. They're just doing it again. But this time they're twisting the screw by having Foggy dead. All right, enough of the negative, back to the positive. Matt still crushes it. And I do love the scene with him and Fisk in the diner. That is freaking epic. But I love the fact that both of them were wearing masks. Wilson was wearing his mayor mask. Matt was wearing his lawyer mask. Both of them trying to be what they're presenting in the moment, when both of them know underneath it all, Wilson is still Kingpin and Matt is still Daredevil. Like I said, I like where this story is. I don't like how we got here. I do like what they're trying to play with here, where both Kingpin and Daredevil are trying to get past who they were. That's a cool concept. I just don't think the execution, the inciting incident, was solid enough to get us here. But overall, they are a solid 2 episodes, even if I don't like exactly, I feel like it got off on the wrong foot. I do like where we are now. I really like where we are now. I like this storyline of him representing the White Tiger, and Fisk is falling back into his old ways already, and Matt too, because he's been forced into it. Just like Fisk, again, they're mirroring each other. Fisk feels like he's been forced into his old ways because he can't get anything done because everybody wants him to, or, well, thinks of him as the Kingpin. At least the sane people do. So that is a cool storyline. It just started on the wrong foot for me. I'm still really looking forward to every single episode that's to come. And I do hope that Karen comes back. I really do. I feel a very Karen-shaped void in the series without her. And that's somewhat because I don't think the characters outside of Wilson and Matt are as strong. Unless we get to Frank soon. If Frank becomes an integral part of this series, I take it all back. We're good. Because Frank's my boy. I love Frank. But anyway, what did you think of these initial episodes? Leave your comments below. And if you enjoyed this, even though I've been slightly critical, I hope you hit that like and subscribe to see more content from me. I'm hoping next week's episode, I'm just like, oh, forget what I was saying before. This series rocks. Because it is really good right now. But anyway, yeah, like and subscribe if you want, if you're so inclined. And before I go, as always, please take care of yourselves and please take care of each other. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.